Your cow stopped dead in the middle of the night. Standing completely still in the quiet barn, her body went stiff, her muscles tensed, and she fixed her unblinking gaze firmly on a dark, empty corner of the room. From where you stood, there was absolutely nothing there. No moving shadows, no strange sounds, no signs of disturbance. You walked closer and checked the area twice, carefully examining every inch, but found nothing out of the ordinary. Still, your cow refused to move an inch. She held her position, kept her eyes locked on that same spot, and would not look away, as if she were watching something only she could see. Moments later, she began to snort sharply and flick her tail nervously, clearly alert and uneasy. What did she see? What was she reacting to? Welcome to our channel. If you're new here, hit subscribe right now, because what you're about to discover will completely change the way you look at your cow forever. We dive deep into the hidden sensory world of cattle, uncovering instincts, behaviors, and natural abilities that most farmers never fully understand. There are 7 incredible things your cow can perceive that you are literally biologically incapable of experiencing. These are not random quirks or imaginary reactions. They are real, science-backed sensors shaped by thousands of years of evolution. And many of them directly explain the strange, confusing, or even slightly unsettling behaviors you've seen in your cow but never been able to understand. Don't go anywhere, because number 1 is the one that keeps cattle farmers up at night, wondering what their animals are truly sensing when everything seems quiet and calm. Before your cow squats to relieve herself, she almost always spins in a small circle. Maybe once, maybe 2 or 3 times, as if getting into just the right position. You've probably laughed at this little ritual, found it amusing, or even filmed it to share with others. But here's what almost nobody tells you. That spinning behavior is not random. Not even close. It is not just a silly habit or a meaningless gesture. Research published in Frontiers in Zoology studied more than 70 cattle over a period of 2 years, carefully observing their posture and positioning during daily routines. The study found something truly remarkable. Cattle consistently align their bodies along the Earth's north-south magnetic axis when they're about to urinate or defecate. This does not happen occasionally or by chance. It happens consistently, especially under calm magnetic conditions. In stable environmental settings, they position themselves this way almost every single time. This means cattle appear to have specialized cells called magnetoreceptors, which allow them to detect the planet's natural magnetic field. Scientists believe these sensitive cells are likely located in their eyes or nasal tissue, giving them a built-in biological compass. This internal sense of direction doesn't just explain the pre-relief spinning ritual, it also explains something far more extraordinary: the many documented cases of cattle that have been lost hundreds of miles from their home farm and somehow found their way back safely. They do not rely only on smell or memory. They use a form of natural magnetic navigation that humans cannot begin to feel or understand. So the next time your cow performs her little pre-relief ritual, just remember, she is not just circling for fun. She is calibrating her position using the Earth's magnetic field. She knows exactly where north is, even when you have no idea. Do you possess that kind of natural awareness? Probably not. Stay with us, because what's coming next will make you rethink every evening and nighttime moment you've ever spent with your cow. Once you understand how differently she sees the world after dark, you'll never view her night behaviors the same way again. You think it gets truly dark at night. You think visibility drops to near zero once the sun goes down. Your cow disagrees completely. Cattle have a special layer of reflective tissue behind their retinas called the tapetum lucidum. This structure acts like a biological mirror, bouncing incoming light back through the eye a second time, effectively doubling the amount of visual information the brain receives. This is why your cow's eyes glow brightly when caught by flashlights or camera flashes in the dark. That glow is not a technical glitch or an optical illusion. It's a natural superpower that gives her exceptional night vision. On top of that, cattle have a much higher concentration of rod cells in their eyes than humans do. Rod cells are the parts of the eye responsible for detecting motion and distinguishing contrast in low-light conditions. While humans struggle to see shape or movement in dim environments, cattle pick up even the smallest shifts and shadows with ease. In practical terms, this means your cow can spot a small mouse or insect moving across a dark lawn or barn floor that you would walk right past without a second thought. She sees every subtle movement, every faint shadow, every quiet shift in the environment. And here's the part that should genuinely humble you. In near-complete darkness, your cow isn't guessing where things are. She's watching clearly. The dark, confusing world you stumble through at night is crystal clear to her. On those late walks to the pasture or checks around the barn, She's not actually following you. In reality, she's leading you, and polite enough not to make it obvious. She navigates the darkness with confidence, while you rely on light and memory. Keep watching, because soon we'll talk about something your cow can smell that will completely change how you understand her emotional bond with you. This sense is so powerful it lets her read your mood and health before you even say a word. You can fake a smile for other people. You can say you're fine even when you're stressed, tired, or upset. You can act completely calm on the surface, hiding your true feelings from everyone around you. But your cow has never believed you once. She knows the truth, and she has known it all along. A cow's sense of smell is estimated to be between 5,000 and 10,000 times more powerful than a human's. But the truly staggering part isn't just the number, it's what they're actually able to smell. Cattle don't just detect odors. They read chemical changes in the air and on skin that reveal emotion, health, and tension. When you feel fear, stress, anxiety, or even deep sadness, your adrenal glands release cortisol and adrenaline into your bloodstream. These chemical compounds carry a distinct, unique signature that exits your body through your sweat, your breath, and even microscopic changes in your skin temperature. Every shift in your mood leaves a chemical trail, and your cow detects all of it. A landmark study from the University of Naples found that cattle exposed to human sweat samples taken from fearful individuals showed measurably higher stress behaviors themselves. They became more alert, more cautious, and more likely to seek physical reassurance and closeness from their owner. They didn't just notice your fear, they absorbed it and felt it with you. This also explains why cattle behave so differently around certain strangers. They are not judging people by appearance, clothing, or behavior. They are reading a full chemical profile that tells them far more about a person's true mood and energy than any facial expression or body language ever could. Your cow knows when you're lying about being okay. She knows when you're worn out, anxious, or unwell. She's always known. What we're about to reveal next explains a common behavior that most owners completely misread. And misunderstanding this natural ability can slowly damage the trust and bond between you and your cow without you even realizing it. Close your eyes for a second and imagine something incredible, being able to reach out and feel the warmth of a living body from across the room, without touching it, without seeing it, even in total, complete darkness. This sounds like science fiction, a superpower from a movie or comic book. But it's not. It's a real ability that your cow possesses naturally. Research into bovine nasal anatomy has revealed that the wet, hairless tip of a cow's nose, known as the rhinarium, is packed with specialized thermoreceptors. These tiny sensors are so sensitive that they can detect infrared radiation, which is the subtle heat radiated by the bodies of people, animals, and even warm objects. This extraordinary ability was confirmed by a study from Lund University in Sweden, which showed that cattle could reliably detect a warm object in their environment even when all other sensory cues were removed. Even in complete darkness, without sight or sound, they could locate sources of heat with impressive accuracy. This is an ancestral survival tool developed over thousands of years. Before cattle were fully domesticated, they needed to sense nearby predators, locate herd members, and find safe, warm spaces in the dark. What evolution built for survival in the wild, your cow now uses to connect with you. She uses this heat sense to find you in a crowded barn, to press against you when you're running a fever or feeling unwell, and to locate the warmest, most comfortable spot in the building with uncanny precision. If your cow sticks unusually close to you when you're sick, tired, or physically run down, she isn't just being sweet or affectionate. She is actively detecting the change in your body temperature using a highly advanced sensory tool in her nose that you don't possess at all. She feels your warmth, reads your health, and stays close to offer quiet, instinctive comfort. We are halfway through our list, and the next ability is one most farmers witness every single day without ever realizing what they're actually seeing. It explains why your cow acts anxious or alert long before anything bad seems to happen. The thunder hasn't hit yet. The sky is still blue and clear. No clouds are rolling in, no wind is picking up, and no storm is visible on the horizon. But your cow is already pacing nervously, breathing heavily, flicking her tail, and trying to hide in a corner or back stall. You've always assumed she simply hears the distant rumble of approaching weather before you do. And it's true that cattle have sharper hearing than humans. But that's not the whole story. There is a much deeper sense at work. Cattle can detect infrasound vibrations at frequencies below 20 Hz, a range that falls far below the lower limit of human hearing. These low-frequency waves are produced by developing storms, shifting weather systems, earthquakes, and certain types of geological activity. These are not really sounds as we understand them. They are physical waves moving silently through the ground, walls, and air. And your cow's body is perfectly built to catch them. This is also why there are so many well-documented cases of cattle behaving erratically, nervously, or unpredictably minutes or even hours before seismic events or severe weather hits. In 2020, researchers analyzing data from accelerometers attached to cattle in earthquake-prone regions found statistically significant increases in unusual cattle behavior in the hours leading up to tremors. They became more restless, more vocal, and more eager to move or escape long before humans felt any shaking. Your cow isn't psychic. She doesn't have magical powers or a sixth sense for disaster. She is a finely tuned seismic and atmospheric instrument wrapped in fur, who simply enjoys gentle attention and care. Her restlessness isn't anxiety without a cause. There is always a cause, a shift in the air, a vibration in the ground, a wave humans cannot feel. You just can't hear it or sense it yet. What comes next might be the ability that unsettles people the most. It involves a visual layer of the world that science still struggles to fully explain, and it changes everything about how we interpret a cow's curious staring and sniffing. Here is something that will forever change the way you see your cow. She often sniffs the base of a tree, the corner of a fence, the edge of a trail, or a blank patch of ground as if reading a message. To you, these places look empty and ordinary. To her, they are filled with invisible information. Humans have lenses in their eyes that naturally filter out ultraviolet light, blocking an entire spectrum of color and detail. Cattle do not. Their eyes allow UV wavelengths to pass through, revealing a visual layer of the world that is completely invisible to us. A study published in Proceedings of the Royal Society B confirmed that cattle, along with several other mammals, have eyes that transmit ultraviolet light. This means every place your cow walks contains a hidden map of signals you can't see. Under UV light, dried urine and bodily fluids fluoresce and glow. Animal trails and markings left hours or even days earlier shine brightly. Certain flowers and plants that look plain and uniform to human eyes display vivid, complex patterns visible only under ultraviolet light. The world your cow navigates is covered in glowing information, territorial marks, movement trails, social signals, and biological clues, all projected in a spectrum you will never see with your own eyes. That moment when your cow stares at a wall or fixates on a patch of floor that looks completely empty to you, she may be reading ultraviolet information left behind by animals, insects, or even other cattle that were there long before you arrived. It's a message you can't read, in a language you can't see. Which brings us to number 1, the most mysterious and thought-provoking sense of all. This is the one that nobody has a complete scientific answer for, and the one that keeps farmers and researchers asking questions late into the night. Here is what we know for certain. Cattle have senses that operate far beyond the boundaries of human perception. They detect magnetic fields, infrared radiation, ultraviolet light, infrasound waves, microscopic chemical signals, and subtle motion at levels of precision we can barely measure with modern equipment. Their perceptual world is layered, complex, deeply intuitive, and largely invisible to us. So when your cow freezes in an empty barn aisle and snorts at nothing, what exactly is nothing? How can we be sure there is truly nothing there when we lack the senses to detect what she can? There is no peer-reviewed scientific paper that officially proves cattle can detect paranormal or supernatural phenomena. That is a factual statement. But there is also no complete scientific explanation for every well-documented case of cattle reacting with clear, specific awareness to something humans cannot perceive at all. The absence of proof is not the same as proof of absence. What researchers do know is this: cattle respond to infrared waves before storms or earthquakes, they respond to ultraviolet traces left by things no longer present, and they respond to chemical signals too faint for human instruments to catch without advanced technology. They live in a richer, more detailed world than we do. When a cow stares at a corner of the room and the hair on her back rises, she is responding to something real. Whether that something is a low-frequency vibration, a UV imprint, a thermal anomaly, a faint scent, or something else entirely, the honest answer is we don't fully know. But we do know this: your cow is not confused. She is not malfunctioning. She is not performing for attention. She is perceiving. And whatever it is she senses in that empty corner, she takes it seriously. Maybe you should too. Now that you understand how your cow actually experiences the world, with senses sharper, deeper, and more layered than our own, the next question is, how does she experience you? What are the things you do every single day that your cow finds upsetting, stressful, or confusing? What daily habits silently chip away at her trust and comfort without you ever realizing it? Watch our next video to find out. Because the bond you have with your cow is only as strong as what you understand about her. The more you learn about her natural instincts and hidden abilities, the deeper and more trusting your relationship will become. And you've already taken the first step by seeking to understand her world. Subscribe to our channel to keep learning about the hidden emotional world of cattle. We bring you science-backed insights, behavioral explanations, and practical knowledge to help you connect with your cows on a whole new level.